Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Ball Knowers podcast here on the WIUR Gales Radio Network. Robbie Basil alongside Luke Dolan. Cam is coming into frame.
He's coming in.
So a chaotic week of sports. If you hate New York teams, you are probably have a ton of pure joy. If you're a fan of, let's say, teams from Los Angeles, teams from across the nation.
Yeah,
but
we have a lot of ops.
We do have a lot of ops, don't we? But real quick, we're not going to try and make it as chaotic as last week. I'll tell you that for sure.
Yep.
If you know the channel, you know what happened last week. So Cam, first of all, we have to address the World Series.
Mount Woolley, a major eruption.
Yeah,
I did not get $100.
Yeah, you didn't, which is very unfortunate for you. But
very unfortunate.
As I have to go close the door back there, Cam, the World Series. It's done and dusted. Yankee season is done. Yankees lost it 5. I think didn't one of us predict that?
I think it must have been
last week.
All of us had it going 6. I think.
I think we might have.
I don't know. I think I
had it in 7.
All of us had it going at least 6, and it looked like it was going 6, and then
the
5th inning happened of Game 5.
I'm not.
We're not going to go into that.
I'm not No. For my own sake, I just got to get something off my chest. I'm not going to make any greater statement on being a Yankee fan. I'm not going to make any big statement on that I know y'all would drive me nuts with.
Listen, we've learned our lesson, I think, as your co-hosts here, that what to do and not to do. But real quick on the Yankees, they were able to go out there and grab a win, but we all knew. I mean, I called how Game 3 was going to go with Walker Buehler putting on a clinic. I call that.
I thought they had a good shot to win Game 3.
I mean, they went out.
Walker Buehler was not that good in the postseason. Up to that point, I thought they had a really good shot to hit Buehler, and they just didn't. And Game 5, I mean, we can't really. And I'm going to be honest, when they went up 5-0 and they knocked Flaherty out of the game in the 2nd inning, I think they knocked him out. Yeah, it was after the Verdugo RBI to make it 4-0, and that knocked him out. I thought they had a really, really good chance to get into that bullpen, really just hammer them. There were lanes for the Yankees to come back in that series. Yep. And the lane included getting deep into that bullpen in Game 5 and just pounding them. And for the first few innings, it was that. They were up 5-0. Garrett Cole dealing, throwing best game as a Yankee. Easily, I can say that. And considering the stakes and everything, I mean, Cole shoved.
He did.
And then that 5th inning, I'm not going to say anything about it other than if you consider the circumstances and combine it with the way it all shook out, you can make an argument for it being the worst defensive inning in MLB history.
I wouldn't say that, but I see where you're coming from with that, though.
It was not good.
We can't do euphemisms. We can't say not good. We gotta call it how it was. It was a disaster.
I said this basically the same thing.
No. You were tiptoeing around. You said not good.
I was on stream on Friday, and what we said when we were going into the week. after the World Series, on the Friday after the World Series. And my friend and I, we both addressed it really well. The Yankees, I'll put it this way from how Game 5 went. They overthought it. It's a lot of overthinking. They did too much when they didn't need to, and it costed them. But not only that, it was also the little things that coaches preach on from middle school and high school up through the minors and college baseball. The little things, covering first base as a pitcher on a ground ball to first,
making a catch.
Yeah, catching the ball when it's hit to you.
See, I don't even know. I don't know if that's definitely. I don't know if it's a coaching issue because those are the things that you should know to do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you could say that, but
it's a point that has been made about the Yankees a million times. They were a fundamentally weak baseball team, talented, freakishly talented.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, like Judge, Soto, Stanton. I mean, in the playoffs, Gleyber Torres. I mean, just so much time. I mean, Jazz Chisholm. There was some freakishly talented people on that team who could hit the ball 5 miles at any given moment, but they just lacked the basic fundamental prowess to win baseball games. It's something that they don't stress. It's been reported multiple times that they don't stress on the fundamentals when they're developing players in the minor leagues because they figured out they're baseball players, they'll figure it out. But situations like that have reared their ugly head so many times for the Yankees this season. You take most other fan bases in the sport and they would be shocked that their team did that. But when the Yankees fumbled the ball around in the 5th inning, I was thinking, here we go again. It's something that has happened, and I can only say this as someone who has paid attention to the team because I know you guys are probably looking at me like I have 3 heads right now, the spoiled Yankee fan, but when this team has lost games more often, like concerningly often, it was because they didn't make basic fundamental plays that most other teams in the major leagues would make. They would lose games that most other teams in the majors wouldn't lose. Now, granted, that comes with the trade-off of winning a lot of games that most other teams wouldn't win, but the trade-off is they don't have fundies and they lose easily winnable games. They snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yep.
That's a good way to put it. I mean, watching the Yankees I'd say the last month, you've really, as someone who doesn't watch the Yankees as much as I should, I mean, I'm a Met fan, of course, but I watch baseball as much as I can. I've watched some of the more insane games you can think of all season, but really watching them this last month highlights their problems to me more and more. And you nailed it. It's the fundamentals, the little things that really costed them. And it wasn't just, it was decision-making in critical moments. It was poor pitch selection at times, lack of discipline. It's a multitude of things that hurt the New York Yankees, from Aaron Judge really struggling until like the back end of the series, I guess. I mean,
he woke up in Game 5.
He did wake up in Game 5.
That's another reason why I had my hopes up in that game, because I was thinking, he's up. I'm like, okay, he's here. Like, we bided our time enough. He's back. This is going to be an issue. We have a Hulk now. Like, that was my mindset. Like, when I was working the camera for the women's volleyball game in the first couple innings.
Oh, I remember you. I remember this part. Yeah, we were in class for this.
Yes,
for the beginning. Yeah.
And when Judge hit that homer, Jazz hit that homer, I was saying, I'm like, oh, this could be fun. This could be interesting. Because, like, if they at least forced it to LA in Game 6, there was a shot. Like, I thought there was a shot there because, again, they got into their bullpen.
Mm-hmm. And
then in that 5th inning, the problems that I complain about constantly just showed up. It was when I said to you that they were a losing team, that was what I was bringing up.
I mean, yeah,
I was bringing up
those are
the
plays that lose your games.
yeah, they did loser things, and they just like they lost. I got no other way to
I
put
think
it. And
it's just-
granted, I will say this before because I know there was a piece of news that you want to get
No,
to.
like
but
it's official. It's official.
yeah,
Ladies
I
and
could-
go ahead.
yeah, I
finish.
know it's official. I just want to give my final thoughts on this. I will say, like, it was great to see my team in the World Series. I will admit that it was kind of neat. It was kind of a cool little novelty to watch a game on Fox and see the graphic World Series in the top right hand corner. And it was, I guess, the moment never properly sunk in for me because from the first game on, we were talking about frustrating things that they were doing, the things that we've brought up time and time again. But
It ends so quickly in a sense too.
yeah, like that's the thing about playoff series in baseball. It's like you're in there, you're trying to savor the moment as much as you can,
And then it's over.
And then it's over. You know, it's like that. Like when the Mets were in the World Series, and that was both of those series were very similar.
And you know, I mean, Matt Harvey was in attendance in Game 5 as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
Okay, he knows how that feels.
They do know. how to- well, ladies,
that
and
game's gonna haunt me.
So
Wait.
so anyways, for the Yankees, I mean, I don't really know where to go. I mean, I guess this year showed that they're capable of getting out of the American League. I think there is still a significant power vacuum at the top that I think the Yankees have filled. I think going into next year, if they re-sign Juan Soto and they make a couple more additions and move some pieces around, I think they will go into the season as the favorites to win the American League pennant.
Of course, yeah.
definitely. But I think the biggest thing for them will be if they can re-sign Soto, they focus on that. I mean, I know they're going to lose Torres. That's pretty much going to be official.
I can
now.
live with that.
Who knows where
Talk
he
about
goes
bad
to.
fundamentals.
Send it. Watch him go to the Royals. I said it on I said on my show yesterday. Watch him go to the Royals. I think the Royals would love.
I mean,
That's a
he's
great
he's
fit.
probably going to go to the AL Central.
That's a
If
great
we're
fit
to be
for
honest,
him.
I mean,
The Royals are a great fit.
well, it
for him.
depends on what kind of money he's going to command.
Yeah.
If that last month of the year, he bailed himself out so
he
hard,
did.
and he became just the perfect leadoff hitter. And I don't know, I'm sort of mixed about it, but at the end of the day, he was very frustrating at times.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with him going.
Final thought on the Yankees before we head to our breaking news. Your thoughts on the Cole situation? What happened over the weekend?
I thought that was
Mess.
I thought that was just a nothing burger. I didn't think it. We knew he was going to opt out. We knew that there would be some kind of.
I just gotta say, John Heyman just phrased the wording so psychotically.
Oh
where
my
he-
Yankees
God,
and Garrett Cole
yes.
stay together.
The Yankees and Garrett Cole have agreed to stay together. Like what? What?
What
agreed to-
are they a couple?
They're a couple.
Are they a
Marriage couple?
Are they
counseling?
Are they a married couple who's having issues and staying together for the kids? Like what?
What?
It's weird, wasn't it?
He has a
was
way
like,
with words.
Oh, he opted out and then they came back in. But we'll talk about Garrett Cole later.
But I thought what I wanted the Yankees to do, and obviously there's, with what I'm reading, there is still open dialogue happening with how they can restructure the contract. I want them to defer some money.
That would be ideal. Though I don't know if Scott Boras is going to do
Scott
that.
Boras is not going to do that.
Well, he did do it for JD Martinez, but I think that was a bit of a unique situation.
Because it's JD Martinez.
Well, at the end of the day,
Garrett Cole.
it depends on what Cole wants, and
Yeah.
no matter what Scott Boras wants, he's gonna abide by his client's wish.
Yes.
It'll be interesting.
And Garrett Cole strikes me as the type of guy who cares a lot about the common goal and all that. He's not like he strikes me as someone who would be fine with taking some deferred money in the form of I look at ever since the Dodgers did that thing with Ohtani, I've wanted the Yankees. Like the first thing I said was call Giancarlo Stanton's agent, get your brain trust and him and Stanton in a room and hammer out some type of
agreement
of post-career, post-retirement annuity that just pays them out for however many decades and it doesn't count against your luxury tax. That's what I think the Yankees should do with Cole. That's what I think they should do with Stanton. That's what I think they should do with everybody who's on a long-term deal. Carlos Rodon, everybody should be taking that opportunity to get that long-term annuity at the end of their contract.
Listen, the Mets were trailblazers.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla.
Yep.
Bobby Bonilla Day is just such a funny meme, though.
It is.
Like the Bobby Bonilla's Day is just a fun thing that we like to do. But yeah, I would love if the Yankees just did the Ohtani thing with everyone. It makes perfect sense because at the end of the day, the player is getting the same amount of money. He gets financial security post career. He's going to be getting a payment of $2 million a year in your 60s. Like, I don't care how much inflation goes. Like $2 million bucks a year, like, seems pretty good. I mean,
it is.
Well, no one else is pretty good. The NFL trade deadline.
What happened?
We have a trade. The New Orleans Saints, breaking news, have traded Marshawn Lattimore, former Pro Bowl corner Marshawn Lattimore, for a premium draft pick to Washington.
I got the package right here.
So Luke, you have the package. What do we have?
So Washington is getting Marshawn Lattimore and the Saints' 5th round pick.
That's not terrible.
The New Orleans is getting Washington's 3rd round pick and 4th round pick, and there's another 6 back from original trade.
You know what? That's actually not bad for Washington.
That's really good for Washington.
I thought they were going to have to trade a second because that's what like a rumor was.
Yeah, when you said premium draft pick, I thought, ooh,
second rounder, not a first round. You can't trade a first round in this market anymore. But
yeah, first round picks in the NFL are way more valuable than in the NHL because
in
the NHL you see first round picks get thrown around all the time.
Yeah.
Like the Devils traded a first round pick for Jacob Markstrom. Like that's
no, but that trade market's completely different.
Yeah. I know the NHL trade market is, but for some reason
it fluctuates.
We have another trade.
Oh,
and it's regarding the New York Jets. They are selling. It's not that big of a piece, but we are hearing reports. The deal is not fully confirmed yet. It is with Pittsburgh.
Okay.
The Steelers have acquired Mike Williams from the Jets.
Okay.
That's all right.
For probably like a 6th round pick.
Another mid-tier wide receiver to add to that.
We had a feeling that was going to happen eventually, but I think that's a good get.
George Pickens is not mid-tier.
George Pickens, I mean, it's not.
It doesn't matter how many receivers you get. You're not making those quarterbacks.
I agree. I mean,
like you're not making Russell Wilson look good. Like I made a video on Sports Grid about why you shouldn't trust Russell Wilson. He had 2 good games against the Giants and Jets.
That's all you need to know.
When is the trade deadline? Is it today?
Yeah, it is today.
Well, we know there's multiple rumors swirling around the league.
Like the NFL trade deadline is the biggest event happening today in the world.
It is. I mean, you could talk about if you're a European soccer fan, Champions League's today in 2 hours. Or actually, there's matches on right now. But for American sports fans, this is the biggest news
for Americans in general. Dude, nothing else important is happening today.
Definitely not.
But nothing else important in those countries happening today.
I mean, we have the trade deadline and then stuff later tonight. But back to the trade deadline right now.
Theater.
The biggest
stuff later tonight.
Listen, we're not a political show here, guys. Come on.
I mean, we can bring up that it's election day.
Yeah, I know it is election day.
The election's like a sporting event.
It is nowadays. Well, now it is. It's like a sporting event.
Oh, dude. I mean, horse race coverage.
But
I am a big partaker in horse race coverage.
Oh, horse racing, yeah.
You should talk to Eddie Olczyk.
No. I know who you should talk to about horse racing.
What about Mike?
I know.
When Kentucky comes around, we'll do it.
So definitely. We went to. So I was at Saratoga.
Fifth round pick for Mike Williams.
Watching the horse.
That's a good trade.
The horse races.
That's a good return.
I'm gonna end up at the Belmont Stakes. I'm going with the Jim Nance. We're gonna do a show from there. We're gonna have guests. We're gonna have the horse on the show. If you can believe it, we're gonna have a real life horse on the show. We're gonna have American Pharaoh on the show as he's ready to win the Triple Crown. Okay.
All right,
We're gonna
Mike, it's
have
time for
him-
sleep.
we're
It's time
gonna
for you to go to
have
sleep.
him-
It's now our audience is asleep from this, but so here's the trades that have
That's another
happened.
part of the Mike Francesa. I love Mike Francesa.
Mike
Yeah.
Francesa's a great guy,
Dude,
but
I'm
he's
indifferent.
the goat. He's the goat, bro. Come
I'm
on.
indifferent.
Right, but I will like no. Mike Francesa is one of my YouTube videos that I watch while I'm eating. It's like I will go on a kick for like weeks where I'll get lunch. I'll put on a YouTube video and it'll be a Mike Francesa rant about the Jets from like 2013.
Oh, that video is for when Mike and Mad Dog were ending Mike Milbury.
oh god,
That is the greatest interview in the history
It
of
is a
sports
great
radio.
interview.
I have no problem.
They just ripped
Mike, why are you
Mike-
still a general manager?
This is the first question he asked him.
But no,
This is the first question.
that wasn't the first question.
Well, that's
was
the first that Mad Dog asked him. That's
Well,
the
but
first.
I think Mad Dog asked. Well, I know, like Mike. I'm too young for Mike and the Mad Dog.
I know, yeah.
But have you seen the 30 for 30 on
I
that?
have not.
It's a pretty good one.
so
Like in terms of 30 for 30s, it's pretty good.
I can imagine. But real quick, let's just highlight some of the biggest trades and who can be traded. Because we know Aziz Ojulari of the Giants. The Giants have fielded calls for Ojulari. So
I don't want him going.
They're valuing him a lot.
Yes,
And
they are.
And dude, I'm just thinking back to the 2007, 2011 teams.
You need pass rushing.
No, you need pass rush that can come up. You need pass rush that can reliably come off the bench.
Yes.
Oh, that explains a lot. The Commanders were not initially in on Marshawn Lattimore. They called the Jets first for DJ Reed, but the Jets aren't. I don't think are going to move him. But he is reportedly not available. So then they went to Marshawn Lattimore, a Saints team that fired Dennis Allen. Yesterday.
Finally.
Too long.
Dude, I've never known a thing about Dennis Allen other than
He sucks.
he was the Saints coach. Like I could have sworn for that Sean Payton was still the coach there. Like if you asked me who the coach of the Saints was,
So who's the coach of the Broncos?
Yeah.
Then?
I mean, yeah, Sean Payton. But like again,
No, it's Kevin James in that one.
No, it's like not Gary Kubiak. I don't know, dude. Like I don't care about the Denver Broncos. I cover New York sports. What do I need to know about the Broncos? Where are they playing the Giants in the Super Bowl? Are they rivals? I mean, they played the Giants in the Super Bowls back in like 86.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got blown out by Phil Simms.
Who had like the most efficient game by a quarterback.
He still holds the record for completion percentage in the Super Bowl.
Well, let's go over the trades real quick. So Zadarius Smith was the first big one of the day.
That was a big one, yeah.
So we knew the rumors for Zadarius for what the Browns could be doing as sellers. Zadarius Smith is now a member of the Detroit Lions, which I think is a phenomenal ad for them.
Yeah, dude.
Great ad by them.
Dude, that team.
I mean,
I love what they're doing over there in Detroit. I love what they're doing.
It's a good like fill in for Hutchinson.
That is just such a good team right there. It's a good.
No way.
The Cowboys were
What?
reportedly Jerry Jones this morning. I remember this because I heard it live.
Oh no!
He said the Cowboys were buying, and who did they buy? Chet.
They did pay for a receiver. Didn't
They bring back
traded
Jason Garrett as their offensive coordinator.
They traded for Jonathan Mingo from Carolina. Want to know his stats on the season? Okay, let's find
he's on the Panthers, so I can't imagine it's good.
Okay,
Oh, Jerry.
Okay.
Jerry.
Okay.
Jerry.
Keep doing you.
All right, so
I love Jerry Jones.
what do we think his season stats this
I
year
can't
are?
wait. I can't wait until the Giants get a new quarterback and we can beat Dallas again.
Yeah.
I cannot wait until we can beat the Cowboys again.
Why are they buying? Dak's hurt.
Well, no. Well, what do you think the stats are for Jonathan Mingo on this season?
I cannot.
He
imagine
probably
it's
has.
good.
I'm gonna guess less than 100 yards receiving.
No, it's close to that, but no.
Less
Not
than-
under 100.
Sub 150.
Yes.
Oh,
It's
no.
gonna be like 1 27.
He's very close, actually.
Wow.
It's 121.
Oh, dude, you were 6 yards off.
What an ad. Hold on. Round of applause, chat. Is there a sound effect? Hit the sound effect. Please.
There's
Hold on. What a trade. What a trade.
Jerry.
What a trade.
Oh,
what did they trade? What did they give up?
I tell you,
think it's like a
man, this is
something.
What did they give up? What did they give up
Great question.
to get
the
it?
good part about being a fan of a football team that isn't the Cowboys. It's that you can laugh at the Cowboys.
Oh god,
every
what
year.
did they give up?
They gave up a 4th round pick for
Are
him?
you serious?
They gave up more. They gave up more to get him than they did to get rid of Amari Cooper.
Okay, so it's a so it's Mingo and a 7th for a 4th round pick. Awesome.
How about them Cowboys?
Oh,
Ooh.
how about them Cowboys indeed? Oh, dude, I love hate watching them. It's so great. I don't care if they beat my team twice a year. I don't care, dude.
So what were the Giants? Well, okay, yeah, it's like all right.
So I don't care.
So we will be.
It's like again, dude. This is how I imagine it's like being a not Yankee fan. It's like you don't have to care. You can just hate watch.
Oh
Dude,
yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Dude, I love hate watching in sport. Like,
Look, so I'm the
like-
biggest hater here. All right.
like I put out a tweet during one of the Yankee games where it's like being a fan of like a bad but irrelevant team that nobody cares about has to be the meta as a sports fan, because you get to sit back. Nobody cares that you're bad. Nobody will make fun of you. And every year you can just hate watch the Yankees and get a good laugh out of that. You can hate watch the Cowboys
And get a great
great laugh. No, the Cowboys are funnier than the Yankees.
Oh, 100%.
The Cowboys are
They
significantly
don't even get
funnier.
close.
The Cowboys are significantly funnier. And you get to hate watch the Maple Leafs.
That's a great endeavor.
Do hate watch it? Well, I don't really hate watch the Leafs.
I'm just
because, like, I don't hate the Leafs.
I don't even hate the Leafs either. That
I don't hate them. It's like it's just really funny watching them lose in the playoffs. Like that's how I view it. I think it is just one of the funniest traditions in sports. Like I like sitting. It's one of the moments that when you're at a certain time of year, you're close to school wrapping up when you watch the Toronto Maple Leafs blow it in Game 7.
I mean, yeah, it's the Leafs fall. You would think it's fall with how they fall in the spring.
Oh yeah.
You think it's autumn.
Okay, so here are the other players reported in deals. The big one right now is Giants edge rusher Aziz Ojulari is the big now rumored piece. Other pieces, I know KJ Osborne this morning was possibly going to be dealt. He's in rumors with the Patriots and the Chargers. For some reason, DK Metcalf was brought up in possible trade talks.
Why?
But Seattle has said they are not trading DK Metcalf. I don't know why.
Why not trade Tyler Lockett?
No one's taking that
out of all
contract.
those-
No one's
out of all
taking
those
that. Also, isn't DK hurt?
Oh,
No, what a big weekend this week. Jackson Smith and Jigba,
Yeah.
the GOAT,
Yeah,
saved my fantasy week, by the way.
A guy who
Let me tell
I
you.
traded in fantasy.
Mm.
Also, like I love how much of a coincidence it is that I traded Jalen Hurts, and then immediately after I trade him, he goes back to dropping like 20-something points a game.
Oh my God.
This is just a bad fantasy year for me. Like the fantasy gods just have it out for me. Like this year, out of all years, this is where, like, I've had a relatively good last couple of years, but this year it's
Blowing up on your face.
at every move. I drafted Devontae Adams in the second round. I had to trade Devontae Adams and Jalen Hurts because they weren't giving anything to me. I traded Jalen Hurts before week 7 because he wasn't giving me anything, and I wasn't just going to sit on my hands and just let this guy destroy my team. I traded for Brock Purdy, who's like, it's kind of a lateral move, but like it was just so weird. I went like I'm telling you, I am not slacking off on running backs. Again, I am not overvaluing quarterbacks. I changed my whole draft strategy this year for no reason, and it blew up in my face. And I've learned my lesson. And that's more than you could say about most GMs in sports. I learned my lesson, and I am going to change my process going forward.
I mean, hold on, I'm getting possible news. Ojulari getting more traction. KJ Osborne. What was the other one? Oh, Dalvin Tomlinson from the Browns. Was a big one.
Dalvin Tomlinson. No, another.
I know the Titans are selling as well.
Random defensive tackle that the Giants drafted.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good. Yeah,
The Dalvin Tomlinson was a really good run stopper for us.
But yeah, not a lot more moves right now. I think that we could talk about. But the other situation right now is that MLB free agency opened last night and nothing happened.
I mean, yeah.
What a start! You know what?
Nothing usually happens.
Give them 2 claps because nothing.
In my opinion, MLB free agency starts the first week of December.
Oh
yes,
yeah. Winter meetings.
Winter meetings. Yeah.
Winter meetings is when they actually.
I mean, we
kick
did have a
off.
weird trade on the first day. We did have a weird trade
With
with Griffin Canning going for Jorge Soler for no reason.
Jorge Soler is still coasting off the 2021.
That
World Series.
contract he's on is kind of nuts compared to Griffin Canning's contract. $14 million a year for Jorge Soler or something like that.
Yeah, he's not even that good anymore.
Not anymore. No, if we're talking about like pre 2020, 2022 Soler, fair. But now,
dude, that Jorge Soler
sucks.
could rake.
Yep. He
He
sure
could- he
could.
could-
He
could-
sure could.
Yep. Oh yeah. You love Braves Jorge Soler, Luke. I know that.
I mean, now Griffin Chain's
I
going to become a Cy
love
Young contender.
No, Royals Jorge Soler was fun when he was on the Royals.
Jorge Soler, didn't he like lead the league in home runs?
Yeah,
Something
he
like
did.
that.
Yeah.
He was a
Yeah,
great
I
player.
think he led the league in home runs in like, what was it, 2019?
Something like that. I mean, well, wait, no, 2019. That was the juice ball era. No,
Yeah.
he didn't lead.
I don't think anybody in the AL hit more than 50 home runs that year. Interestingly enough,
What year was that?
2019.
2019. the juice
Oh yeah,
ball.
no, definitely not.
Juice ball year.
I mean,
No,
Alonso hit above 50.
Alonso did hit over 50, yeah.
Alonso hit 53.
Oh, what a year! What a time to be alive.
The Twins hit the most home
2019 now.
runs in MLB history.
They still got swept by the Yankees in the first round.
Oh my god!
and a day ends in Y.
And that series wasn't close either.
Again, a day and then there's a day and ends in Y.
Game 3 gave me a little bit of a heart attack in that series. Also, dude, I wish that you could just transport the 2019 Yankees to 2024 because that team would probably that team, the 2019 Yankees in 2024 would glass Major League Baseball.
Oh yeah,
that team was loaded. And they just happened to run into the Astros.
Who were just as loaded.
Oh my god,
loaded
yeah.
team in the ALCS. You want to talk about like looking back at it? That was probably one of the most loaded championship series
in recent memory.
In recent memory, yeah.
I mean, dude, you want to talk about? I mean, at the time, everyone on the Yankees was really good.
Yeah.
Although it still pisses me off that they batted Edwin Encarnacion cleanup when he was a black hole that entire series. And they like half benched Giancarlo Stanton, or like maybe he got hurt or something. I don't know. But like that was, although that was pre-playoff G. Like that was before playoff Giancarlo became a thing.
Playoff Giancarlo.
Yeah.
Playoff Giancarlo. Oh, dude,
I mean,
I'm
it used to be bad,
gonna be
that's a
I'm gonna
good
be
thing.
I'm gonna be telling my grandkids about playoff Giancarlo Stanton.
You'll be like, let me tell you, kids, yeah, Giancarlo Stanton.
Let me tell you.
What
Let
a
me tell
goat.
you. Let me tell you about this guy
This
who
guy.
hit. Let me tell you about this guy who just hit bombs.
Great
Tanks,
guy.
tanks only. Tanks only.
This guy just hit. This
He's
guy
either a
just-
tank or a strikeout,
This guy just,
and you had to do a coin flip on what he was going to have. It's either a home run or a strikeout.
like this guy just hit bombs
Oh,
in this
wow.
1 month.
But,
Dude, but that's how you win in the playoffs.
how you win.
That's how you win in the playoffs.
Shockingly, yeah.
You look at the numbers.
You score runs, you win games.
Like, no, if you look at the numbers, I mean, it's hard to string hits together.
I know, yeah.
against-
Well,
And that's why I don't understand. Like, a large amount of the Yankee fan base thinks that they should go back to getting slap hitters and contact guys.
well,
but
it's the thing is you gotta string hits together, and then you gotta get the big hit eventually. You gotta get the big hit eventually, though, too.
You know, once in a while, you gotta get the big hit. You know, someone's gotta like put it in play.
Like, to be honest, like I think if Aaron Judge was hot that series, like for the whole time,
Yeah.
instead of just game 5, I think that goes.
It goes 7.
It
without a
goes
doubt.
7, yeah.
Without a doubt, goes 7.
Yeah, if Judge is present, not to mention if he's there for the whole playoffs, that changes the complexity of the bullpen. Because the games that they won would have been blowouts.
Probably.
Dude, the ALCS, that wouldn't have been close if Judge was hot.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's not how the cookie crumbles. But one thing I want to bring up, you talk about Aaron Judge's struggles. I forgot to mention this earlier. Look at Ohtani.
Dude, Shohei Ohtani pulled a KD.
He did. And no one's talking about it.
But no one's talking about.
That's why I brought it up.
When Kevin Durant left for the Golden State Warriors, he was the bad guy of all bad guys. But he wouldn't be able to go out in public in anywhere outside of the Bay Area.
Right.
Everyone hated him. Then Ohtani goes to the Dodgers. Everyone's like, yeah, whatever.
I mean, it was kind of rumored for a bit where like people suspected it was probably going to happen anyway.
But if you really think about it, he snaked his way over to the Dodgers. He ring chased. He ring chased, and everyone's praising him for it. When Kevin Durant ring chased with the Warriors, everyone hated him.
Yeah, that was a weird time.
The weirdest people, I pointed it out, and some of the weirdest people came after me.
Dude.
Some of the weirdest people say, oh, he still had a 50-50 season. And that's not my point. That wasn't my point.
He hit half of the Mendoza line in the World Series.
Yeah. But he was injured.
I can live with Freddie Freeman being the guy who killed us.
The guy with one ankle.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did to his ankle
Well,
the week off.
Also with his kid, it's like, I can live with that.
Yeah.
I can live with Freddie Freeman being the guy who killed us. Like, if it were, I mean, literally anybody else in that lineup, it would have driven me nuts. If Mookie Betts killed us in that series, it would have pissed me off. If Teoscar Hernandez killed us in that series, that would have pissed me off. I mean, he had a couple of big hits, but he wasn't the
main
culprit.
Yeah, it was Freddie Freeman.
It was Freddie Freeman.
You know, if Freddie Freeman didn't win World Series MVP, that would have been the biggest voting fraud.
Who would have won it other than him?
It would have been the biggest voting fraud if it wasn't Freddie.
Yeah,
it deserved to be him in the end. I mean, how many times didn't he have at one point more home runs than Aaron Judge hits? I know he had more home runs than Shohei Ohtani hits. I knew he ended with that.
He had more hits than like the Yankees hits, or maybe
at one point, maybe, but.
Like, if it were Ohtani who killed us, it would.
You would never hear the end of it. No one would hear the end of it.
Yeah, we would never hear the end of it. I wouldn't be able to open Twitter without seeing a post like, "Oh my God, oh Shohei Ohtani." And like, I get why MLB posts them because they get engagement from the entire continent of Asia.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw how many viewers they had around the world from North America, Asia, like. It was a great view.
They love Shohei Ohtani.
Oh yeah,
but in Japan, my God,
they delayed a premiere of One Piece to watch the World Series.
Wait, what?
That's big.
One
Piece is on a 6-month hiatus.
They had like an episode or something that they delayed for the World Series. Apparently,
yeah, they pushed back a One Piece episode for the World Series. That's
airing.
I mean, what I'm excited for, regarding Japan is. I know they'll probably in the mix of hosting the World Baseball Classic in a couple of years.
Oh,
that's my favorite part because when they go to like Taiwan,
Japan does baseball better than any country on earth.
Yeah,
they're one of the better ones. Yeah,
you watch like a big Japanese baseball game.
Yeah,
I agree.
Oh my God, dude, they love baseball. Is life.
Yeah, we're going back.
Ball is life.
Ooh, the sites were announced for 2026.
It's baseball, One Piece. It's baseball and anime.
Yes.
Baseball and anime, the perfect combination.
Like what that is.
Place
pop
Japan. Place Japan.
But
like that's pop culture over there.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey, it's great exports. I will say.
Oh yeah.
The draw. Where the freaking draw for the tournament is already out for
the 2026 World Baseball Classic.
Pretty much, yeah. So I didn't even know about this. But the World Baseball Classic, which will be held in Puerto Rico, which I think is awesome.
That's good.
Houston,
All right.
Miami,
As always.
It's a nice park.
and Tokyo.
The Tokyo is it in the Tokyo Dome?
Yes, it is.
5-star match.
So,
Dave Mills.
so
5-star
group,
match.
so pool play. There are no playoff games in Japan this time, which kind of sucks. So I think that was really cool. So the playoffs are held in Houston and Miami. It's like so the groups are the pool and schedules were announced in mid-August.
Jeez, we're getting around to this a little late.
Really booking.
And the groups are like really the same as last time, pretty much.
Dude, I just gotta
playoffs.
say right now, we better not be pulling any punches with our pitching staff because I am sick and tired of hearing that like Japan really produces the best players. It's like no, we produce the best baseball players in the world.
Dude,
The only country that
like what are these groups? Group A,
not the only country that should even be competing with us for baseball is the Dominican Republic.
Group A, Puerto Rico, Cuba,
where are you?
Cuba, Canada, Panama, and a playoff team.
We went into the last World Baseball Classic with Adam Wainwright as our ace. Adam Wainwright and Merrill Kelly as frontline starters. And I'm supposed to take that as a serious
team. Where's Garrett Cole? Where's Jacob deGrom?
Put Garrett Cole in that rotation.
Where's Corbin Burns?
You know who wasn't in that lineup? Like, sure, we talk about the outfield being great. Oh, Mookie Betts and Mike Trout. You know who's missing from that outfield? Yeah, Aaron Judge. Although add that high leverage. Aaron Judge and high leverage, his powers get taken away. But
okay, so here's how this thing works. So there's
that Kyle Tucker was in that outfield.
So it's 4 pools of 5. You face everybody once at the same site. There are still qualifiers featuring some of the most countries I would not expect to be here, and Colombia. Pool A for qualifying, let me tell you tell me if you know any of the players from some of these countries, okay? Pool A is Chinese Taipei, which is Taiwan, Spain, Nicaragua, and South Africa. So cricket is balling with South Africa. And Pool B is China, Brazil, Germany, and Colombia. That's a weird pool.
That is a weird pool.
Here are the actual
Germany and Colombia. I know Max Kepler's German.
Yes, I think
that's it.
Yeah, that's the only player I know. But here are the
Colombia. I mean,
Colombia's not
Latin
Bad.
America.
They're
baseball,
not bad.
Baseball, Latin America. I mean,
so here are the pools. This is the pools and schedule were announced in late August, and no one knew about this. Pool A, which is in Puerto Rico, which is the host Puerto Rico, Cuba, Canada, Panama, and a qualifier, which is not terrible. Pool B in Houston is the United States. Mexico is back in our group again. Joining us back again are the English. Great Britain is back, and they're playing us again, along with the Italians. So everyone's getting the European.
So Italy's just going to be New Yorkers.
They're not.
I mean, they're managed by Mike Piazza.
Pool C, which is the Japan group. It's Asia and Czech Republic, basically.
What?
Japan?
Czechia.
Czechia.
It's Czechia.
It is Czechia.
I keep forgetting that they changed their name from the Czech Republic.
I only know because I watched enough international hockey tournaments.
Soccer they call them that too. Yeah.
I found out that the Czech Republic was named Czechia.
Watching the World Juniors or something like that.
After I found that the U.S. got knocked out by Czechia in the quarterfinals.
Bro, wow.
But I was sitting there, I'm like, Czechia? What is Czechia? What country is that? I'm like,
it's the Czech Republic.
Oh, the Czech Republic.
So Pool C,
formerly the Czech Republic.
Japan and Australia. I'm shocked this is not soccer because South Korea is there too. So soccer fans, you have to watch the 3 big teams duke it out in baseball this time, along with Czechia and a qualifier. And Pool D, I think this is underrated. Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, the Netherlands, Israel, who are underrated, and a qualifier. So the qualifying is next year during spring training, and then the tournament is 2026.
Israel, you'll probably get.
Who's on this team? I forgot who's on this team.
I know Ryan Braun was on.
Ryan Braun.
What, dude? His nickname was the Hebrew Hammer.
Yeah.
Garrett Stubbs is on this team.
Garrett
They're
Stubbs.
managed by Ian Kinsler.
I remember
What?
Dude, hey, if you're
Jock Peterson.
Hey, dude!
I did not know
all those guys are Jewish.
I did not. Oh, that's
think
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about Jock Peterson. So that's
well, again, that's just you take all the Jewish guys,
and they're not playing hockey.
Yeah.
You take all of the Jewish. Hey, the Hughes brothers.
Adam Fox.
Adam Fox is Jewish.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I forgot how good the Dutch team is in the middle infield. They have Xander Bogaerts, who's been bad recently, but he's still fine. Jonathan Scope, who's I think retired. Jerickson Profar is their key outfielder.
Okay, that guy, that's good. Actually,
they have a lot of minor leaguers, and they're managed by a guy I've never heard of before, Hensley Mullins. And anyone in the chat here ever hear of him? They're pitching. Their star pitcher is. I'm very mixed on this. It's very old. Their key pitchers are Pedro Strop and Kenley Jansen.
Pedro Strop?
What?
In 2020, when is the tournament happening again?
Well, this is their most recent baseball classic roster.
Okay.
So this is from last year. But still.
I just know Pedro Strop as the guy from the Bob Costas.
Yeah. They just won
that one clip. You guys know what clip. You know what clip. Yeah.
What the? Oh, that's a soft. But they won the baseball softball thing. What the? I don't know what this is. It was won by the Netherlands. They defeated Venezuela in the final. The United States didn't make it past the semifinals. Well done, guys. But yeah, World Baseball Classic, 2 years.
It is
Bring it.
It is 1:48 p.m. now.
It is only 1:48. So real quick, I know you boys. Let's quickly talk football. Because I know we've been rambling about a bunch of other stuff. We'll start off with briefly, just like how relevant this game was to me on Thursday. The New York Jets. They went out and actually won a football game.
Wow, yeah. But Garrett Wilson made that nice catch.
Garrett Wilson with catch of the year.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right, so let's have this debate.
First of all, can we not read into this game too much? The Jets are still the Jets.
And Houston has no receivers, but not for long. Nico Collins is returning possibly this week. But my biggest debate is this. I think we might end it on this. Which catch is better? Odell Beckham against Dallas.
Oh, God. Really?
Or Garrett Wilson?
Are we really having this
I think
debate?
It's Garrett Wilson.
It's not even close.
I think it's Garrett Wilson.
You said you didn't want to blow me up, and that's a take that will get me to blow up. How is that a better catch?
I mean, Odell's is just reaching back. Garrett Wilson
was reaching back.
Not seeing the ball.
He was interfered with. Odell Beckham
so was Garrett Wilson.
Odell was interfered with. He was falling down. He reaches back. Odell Beckham could not see that ball. He reached back, caught it with 3 fingers.
He's looking straight on, balls here. He's looking like this. He's one hand having to go across his body. I say Garrett Wilson.
Receivers make catches like that in warm-ups all the time.
Yeah. In the fourth quarter of a very close game,
Odell Beckham on Sunday Night Football.
The Giants lost that game too, by the way.
Yeah, I know the Giants.
That was that for us to win the game, pretty much.
We're talking about from pure physical standpoint in terms of physical athletic. No.
I mean,
stop.
What are we counting?
Come on.
Are we counting like significance?
Pure impressive.
They're both.
Odell Beckham catch defined an entire generation of football players.
That's
true.
But they're both impressive catches.
It made every single kid get the Odell Beckham haircut.
Yes.
Odell Beckham. That may be that catch may have started the butterfly effect that led to low taper fades being a popular hairstyle.
That's a fair take. That's a fair point.
No, that catch had more cultural significance than maybe maybe 5 catches in NFL history. You got the helmet catch.
Yes.
You have the Dwight Clark catch.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think. I can't think.
Santonio Holmes.
Okay, yeah. Santonio Holmes. I can't believe that.
Santonio Holmes,
Okay, so 3 catches that are more significant to culture.
Are we talking about I thought we were talking about like the significance of just the catch, like which catch was better.
Yeah, we're talking about the significance of the catch. I think the Odell Beckham catch physically.
It started
in
a
a
trend,
physical
yeah.
sense,
But if we're talking about better catch,
Yeah, it's Odell Beckham. Are we?
no.
Luke, you're a Giants fan. Come on, help
Because
me
you're
on this.
saying,
I mean,
because
I think they're
I
both
see your
great
argument.
catches.
Like,
Yes,
they're both
I
miraculous.
think they're both great catches, but the Odell Beckham catch, he
Did they win the game?
was interfered with.
I will say there's
interfered with.
You know, the one thing I will say about the
He
Garrett,
reached back.
there was a debate where Garrett Wilson may not have been in bounds.
That was a debate for about a whole 5 minutes. Because
But you know, you don't have to. You don't have any certainty and uncertainties with the Odell catch.
Yeah, you don't have.
that's
Dude,
the
Odell
that's the good.
Beckham was falling backward when he made that catch. He reached behind his back across his body. His right hand was to the left of his head.
Fair point. Now, that's a fair point, but when you're going double covered, like 1-on-1 was Odell Beckham's. That was a phenomenal catch. It defied physics.
This brings up a different debate. There was some doubt in Garrett Wilson's catch, even if it was small. But it's a lot
but he still got in bounds. Like
Yeah,
at the end of the day, we're
Yes,
not.
I think so.
That just adds to it being impressive.
Yeah, they're both impressive catches.
They're
Let's just leave it
both
at that.
impressive, but no.
I think it's closer than you think.
No.
Because one started a trend, but what's the better catch? We're not talking about trend. We're not talking about a trend here, though. We're talking about the better overall.
And then
catch.
we're talking about the better overall catch. I think the Odell Beckham catch is better overall. I mean, in both senses. I mean, people outside of the Jet fandom are gonna forget about the Garrett Wilson catch.
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it depends how the Jets do from here on out. Too.
If the Jets do good from here on out, which is not going to happen because we're
don't-
talking about it's the Jets.
We don't know.
It's the Jets.
There's too much we don't know with this. So, I mean, it's possible.
I mean, the Giants retired, but Beckham also.
One of the rookie of the year.
Odell Beckham was also in the middle of
A historic rookie season.
being the most, again, like a culturally significant football player to come into the league in God knows how long. Like Odell Beckham defined an entire subsection of a generation.
I will agree with Robbie on this. You're talking about stuff after the catch and not about the catch itself.
Yes, and then we're talking about the catch, but just the catch itself was also. I think the.
Let's just leave it that both were
fairly-
impressive. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, both were impressive. Yes.
Because I want to talk a brief bit about hockey.
Oh yeah, fair enough. So
Okay,
we have
yeah,
5
sorry.
minutes left. First of all, Giants lost again.
And a day ends in Y.
Yeah, day ends in Y. I don't care. I'm almost. No, we're not getting into this. Well, Luke wants to talk some hockey. We're going to do a 5-minute hockey
Because I am
flash at the end of this.
because I'm going to the game on Thursday, Rangers Sabres. So my first game of the year.
Oh, that's cool.
So that would be good.
I gotta make my way down to a Devils game.
Yeah, you gotta.
At some point, I know I can take the Amtrak right down the Newark Penn. And Devils tickets, like good Devils tickets, are cheap too.
Yep.
So like
As
all in
well.
all, it's probably like a $200 a day. I mean,
$200. That's the thing I hate right now. How much tickets are for going to sporting events.
$200 for $200 in total.
That's a cheap ticket at the Garden.
Yeah, $200 is a nosebleed at the Garden.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
but
for
for a
sure,
ticket,
for
like
sure.
although what I'm saving in ticket costs, I'm spending in transportation.
Well,
So
Yeah.
But real quick, we'll talk about the main teams here. The Islanders recently went out and lost to Anaheim, I think, last week.
You know, there was a point in the season where the Islanders had were shut out more times than they won.
Yeah, I know.
There was a
Right,
stretch
yeah,
early
yeah,
this season.
really
like,
extended.
yeah, we're the Islanders are.
I think Lou Lammer was doing a good job, in my personal opinion.
How old is he?
Too old.
What is he like?
You know, he's in the Hall.
80
He's in the Hall of Fame, and and he still works. But Yager can't get in the Hall of Fame
Yeah, facts.
because he's still playing.
Real quick, thoughts on the recent week for your Devils? I know you had that win against Vancouver, and I was talking about.
Like, but
but then you lost to Calgary, and then you beat
They've
Edmonton,
had 2 shutout wins.
and then you got shut out as
with
well.
a shutout loss in between. So it's like a sandwich of like the best bread you can think of with like expired cheese in the middle. So
So it's just
like,
like
I don't really. I mean, with the Devils, I mean, I'm sort of just feeling it out. I guess. I mean, like goaltending is not as good as I'd want it to be. I mean, Jacob Mark's like, well, I'll wait and see because we're still in early November. We don't know.
You've also played the most games.
You have played like
yeah,
15 games already.
Yeah,
I mean, they
Jeez.
started the season with in the Czech Republic, I think.
Oh,
right?
yeah, they're in
we started the
Czechia.
season in Prague.
I mean, Czechia. I just did it. I just did it.
We both did it. Yes, sir. But the Devils, they've played the most games, but I think they've looked all right. They're top of the Metro, of course. I mean, you got to be optimistic about that.
They're not.
Yeah, but they've
I
also
don't-
played the most
I
games.
don't know if
Exactly,
they're
that's what I
top
was
of the Metro.
saying.
Again, like
I mean, you are. By definition, you are.
I get technically, but
Hey, you take that.
yeah,
Take that, man.
I'll take. I mean, the way they're performing. I mean, they've kind of been up and down. I'm really liking how the forward depth
Also,
has looked. I
Timo
have
Meyer.
loved.
Timo Meyer, great player. Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought? Who would have thought Timo Meyer is a good hockey player?
A really good hockey player. In
He's
fact,
pretty good, isn't he?
Dude, I am so relieved that he just struggled because of Lindy Ruff, and now that
And now he's on the.
Now he's great.
He's back on the same. He's back on the Sabres. He's back to coaching the Sabres.
The Sabres
and
are
now
the
like,
Sabres
Timo
are a
Meyer-
disaster.
Timo Meyer is
Like they just like Lindy Ruff's always been here. Lindy Ruff's always been here. What happened? What do you mean he was always gone? He was always here.
Real quick, since we were running out of time, Luke, Rangers.
also Nico
Yeah.
Hischier for Maurice Richard, by the way.
I mean, yeah,
Nico Hischier. You know.
Yeah, Hischier for Richard.
I mean, so they
Rangers.
had a bad game against the Capitals.
That
where
was
they-
terrible.
Where
That was-
Mika Zibanejad was on the ice for like all the goals against or something like that.
What a
Ooh.
Very,
phenomenal
very
stat
upset.
that is.
Right for 3, he was at -3, and then but then they had a good win against who do they beat? The Senators, where Igor had to make 40 saves
Oh,
still.
come
Hockey
on.
kind
It's
of
the
blends
Ottawa
together.
Senators. Like, come on.
The Senators. I mean, the Senators are better. But
The-
I mean,
the
we
Rangers,
always think
like,
they're better.
One thing I'm
And
always,
then they basically tactically beat the Islanders essentially, even though it did look a little close, but there was
Yeah.
no doubt in my mind they weren't gonna lose that game.
Definitely. I mean, the Rangers, I mean, they're what second?
They're
right now?
second. They're 8-2-1.
That's ridiculous. I
And
mean,
they're playing really well.
they are playing really well.
they're controlling. This is better than any Ranger team has looked in the last
Yeah.
few years.
and Igor. They need to sign him soon.
Yeah,
and
yes.
it's going up anytime he has a good performance.
yeah.
which is
Well,
basically any
they're
day of the
gonna-
week.
He is going to cost so much money.
And I'm fine with giving him it.
13 million a year. Sign it. Prepare
12.
for that. No.
12.
Sorry,
Who knows what it's going to be?
Yeah, I'm gonna predict that it's gonna be around 12. It's gonna be the highest.
It's gonna be the highest
goalie
paid
contract
goaltender.
ever.
I mean, he was. Yeah, it's gonna be the highest paid goalie.
Definitely. By the way, quick shout from me. Look at Winnipeg.
Look at the
Oh yeah, the Winnipeg Jets.
11-1, you know.
Who'd have thunk it?
I mean,
somehow
I had
lose in the
them-
first round.
I had them as a wild card team this season. I,
I mean-
had them in fourth.
I mean,
but
they'll somehow lose in the wild. They'll lose in the
Yeah,
first
they
round.
could.
Too.
They're gonna lose in
The-
the second round. at
Though
the
by God,
latest.
but anytime we get to see the whiteout, it's a spectacular.
It's still
Yeah,
something
oh,
good,
that's
isn't it?
So
I
great
want to
that they-
see. I want to see. I will willingly go to Winnipeg just to see a playoff game there because I want to see the whiteout.
I agree with you. I mean, that would be sick.
that
That is
atmosphere.
that is such a great atmosphere
It
over
is such
there.
a great atmosphere.
They know how to do it right because Winnipeg, last note on this, that franchise has really struggled for like a good amount of time. But
No,
but when even in like a regular season game, they still get good attendance.
Yeah.
and they
Well, they're
those
from-
fans
they're
really show 'em.
Canadian.
The Canadian fans. I mean, some of them are not great. Maple Leafs, Toronto.
Canadian hockey fans are.
They are
That's a whole
so
other
big,
episode.
Yeah.
I think that's
a
another.
whole
episode. I think it's for another episode
that's
because
the whole episode.
Unf-
Yeah,
And I would not be able to control. I would not be able to control myself.
just wind Luke and I up to talk about Canadian hockey fans.
I think that's something we'll have.
2026, the Olympics. We're going. The Olympics.
2026.
Oh,
Oh God,
that is gonna be the best.
We got it.
Oh,
That is our opportunity.
that will be very interesting for sure. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that will be all from us here on a brilliant show today, gentlemen. No raging, no anything. It was much more relaxed today.
Yeah, it's a
Kind of like
relaxed,
the Yankees
slow vibe.
vibes. This what should be the Yankees vibes after their season ended last Wednesday. But for now, alongside
I'm
me, of
more
course,
relaxed.
Luke Dolan and Cameron Woolley, I'm Robbie Basil saying so long. See you next week.
Have a good day.